All right, we're back. Today, doing something a little bit different. If you haven't seen Watch before, make sure you go to the YouTube, linked in the Twitch description. If you're watching on Twitch, check out our other series we've been doing. We've been doing a Will Compton Road to Glory series where the goal is to take him all the way from high school and get him to that year 10 that he's always talking about almost happened. So we're trying to make that come to fruition. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. It's on the episodes 1 through 3 are now on the YouTube page. But today we get to start something that I was looking forward to. Dynasty. I mean, when the last game came out, and even all the way back to NCAA 14, Dynasty was always my favorite mode. I feel like it's everybody's. Not everybody's, probably there's some people out there, but Dynasty is undefeated in the sense that it never misses. So today we're starting our first real Dynasty. And our Dynasty team we're going to be using is going to be, I accidentally hit the wrong button. This is my Western Kentucky one I've been doing, Go Tops. But the team we're going to be doing is going to be none other than Kent State. Kent State, if you don't know the Kent State lore, it runs deep. Kent State is in a rough place right now. If you don't know, their coach was fired in April for violating some contracts, having some contract violations. I believe, if I remember right, in the article on ESPN, you can look it up. He took like $100,000 from a booster or something, and as if that wasn't bad enough, that season before that they were 0-12. So they're in a rough spot right now. They need some help. We're going to give them some help. And this isn't going to be, your traditional, I feel like a lot of times in the dynasties I've been seeing especially when people start off with the worst teams, they play the moments, they don't play the full game, then, they kind of just breeze through the first few seasons and then maybe later they put up. That's not what this is. We're going to be playing 5-minute quarters, no Excel clock, every single game, every single minute, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how much we're getting beat by. We're playing every minute of every game until we get Kent State a national championship. The big goal, is to obviously get them to 4 or 5 stars. That's what we want to do, right? Because I believe, we'll check here in a minute, they're going to be like half a star or 1 star max. But the goal is to get them up to 5 stars. Hit 5-star, 4 stars, because I don't think all teams you can get up to 5 stars, but 4 stars, or get that national championship. And then along the way, we have other goals too. I want to win a Heisman Trophy with one of our players. I want to, sign us 5-star, right? There'll be goals as we go along that we'll get more into. But these are the settings we're going to go. Obviously, Heisman. I've debated the injuries, whether turning them on and off. I don't really like them on because I feel like they happen way too much. Our slider, we'll keep them on. Can we turn the slider down though? I'm going to turn wear and tear off. Wear and tear, I had it on last year. It was annoying. Guys were constantly going down. I know they kind of fixed it, kind of didn't. So I don't see the slider for injury right now. So for now, we'll turn injuries. Where'd they go? There we go. We're going to turn them off for now. If you're watching this later on YouTube, which I assume hopefully more people will. If you want injuries on, we can flip them on, right? I'm going to keep them off for now. They're always way too high in the EA games, and then you just have guys constantly going down, and, as if we're not in a rough enough situation, we don't need anything else hindering us. So let's go ahead. I believe, they're going to be under 0. So here they are, the Golden Flashes of Kent State. 64s across the board, only rivaled by Akron with 61. The reason I didn't go Akron is I feel like because they are the worst team, I feel like so many people have gone Akron. So like all over YouTube and you can find tons of different Akron's dynasties. So I'm gonna do Kent State because I feel like that's one that people haven't done yet. Or at least I haven't seen. A lot of people did last year, but not as much this year. So we're gonna do Kent State head coach. Obviously, we got to make a new head coach. I'm going to go recruiter. I feel like, especially with a really rough team, you need to be a good recruiter. for our coach, we're going to make shout out to any little Giants fans out there. Good old Danny O'Shea. Goated football movie, by the way, The Little Giants. There's some legends in that movie too. John Madden's in that movie. I think Lawrence Taylor's in that movie. We're gonna go Danny O'Shea. I run a Texas playbook. I ran it last year. Kind of continued it into this year. It's just got, I feel like, the best because the offense we're gonna build around is gonna be a very pass-heavy offense. I feel like it's easy to recruit fast receivers. There's tons of them in the game. You just need a quarterback with a big arm. I don't know what Kent State has. It looked like, if I remember their playbook, what it said earlier, it looks like they were a spread. So hopefully this won't be a big fall off. We'll keep the. I'm more of a 3-4 fan, but since their team right now, I assume is built around 4-3. We'll do that. For the sake of the game, we'll make Danny O'Shea a Kent State grad. I don't know if they even mentioned in the movie where he was actually from. But we'll make, I know they're from Texas, but we'll make him a Kent State grad for the sake of it. Ohio Pipeline. Yep, sorry. Ohio Pipeline, obviously for Kent State. So we got the Ohio Pipeline, which is actually not a terrible pipeline. We'll go calm. Danny O'Shea's a pretty calm guy. Classic stance, play sheet, hands on knees. Let's go hands on knees. Get a little. We're into the game. Situational strategist, balanced pressure. We'll go strategist because you also have the balanced pressure, flexible play caller, mad scientist, reactive scheme. Where you go reactive scientist, get a little annexation of Puerto Rico in there. There are so many. But I think we're going to go, where was it? Situational strategist. No huddle, we'll keep that. Good, good. Oops. No. My face cam's in the way. I can't, because the way I have it is... Why? I'm going to be honest. I don't... Oh no, I'm an idiot. I gotta go back into the prints. Alright. We'll go through this real quick. This isn't really there's really not really a guy with like glasses on here. Guess we just kinda need like the because Nick Moranis, he's a pretty short guy. But yeah, none of these guys wear glasses. That kinda stinks. But oh, not the end of the world. He's clean shaven guy, so we don't really need. We can do that. That's pretty good. And then we'll make him. How tall? That's actually a good question. Just for. Oh, how tall is Nick Moranis? Oh, he's 5'6". That's pretty funny. So we'll go thin guy, 5'6". Yeah, he's a pretty small guy. I'll go like 185 or something. All right. What should we be rocking? Let's go like the classic. No. That's like a classic kind of dad looking kind of shirt. What did he wear in when they? I wonder if I can figure out what he wore when they faced off in that final game. Okay, he kind of had the like the coat over the shirt. Did they got that? Yeah, like the coat over the shirt. And probably just like khaki shorts. I would assume it wasn't Texas. He did have the ball. They should let you put a ball cap on. Yeah, we'll just go like the khaki shorts. All right, here he is, Danny O'Shea, ready to take on the challenge that is this Kent State Golden Flashes team. And a lot of challenges, they do have a lot of challenges. But we're going to take it on, as you can see, atrocious last couple years. Really last 3 years. Haven't been 500 since 2021. Last winning record 2019, and then before that, 2019 last winning record, and then before that, a drought 2014 2018, couldn't break 3 wins. A historically rough program. Best season in the past, 20 years, was 2012 with 11 wins. So we got to bring them back to that 2011 glory. Sign the contract, sign the dotted line. Here we go. No turning back now. We also we're going to get a little extra boost with some coach points, so that's definitely going to help us. We're definitely going to have to use those. I don't know, is that cheating? I don't think so. Hell, I feel like in the situation that we're in, there's no such thing. And this will definitely help. Let's look at the team real quick, though. Let's look at the board real quick. Should we look at the team or the board? Let's look at the board first. Well, actually, wouldn't it make sense more to look at the team first? Yeah. Sorry, I got my mind going off. Let's look at this team. So here it is, the depth chart. Here's what we're rocking. Actually, probably easy to go roster. That way we could look at who's our best player. So top of the roster, 81. That's when you know it's rough. Our running back, he's an elusive bruiser, only 84 speed, so not great. We might have to keep the rock on the ground a little bit more, which is not entirely what I like. But hey, in the beginning, we got to do whatever we can just to make sure we win just enough games so that we can start getting, probably mostly the 3-star recruits we're going to try to bring in. So a couple good halfbacks, actually. And then, our overalls kind of start to fall off there. But Jordan Newman and Gavin Garcia, kind of our 1-2 punch. Antoine Campbell, C.J. Young, strong safety. We're pretty much in the rest of these got pretty middle pack. So let's go by position. So quarterback, we got Drew DeShields. I believe I pull up the roster. Because obviously I don't know much at all about this Kent State team. So he's actually this doesn't even the updated roster. So we got Drew DeShields playing quarterback, freshman redshirt. I was looking to see if on the thing I was looking at they had anything different. But 84 speed, what's his throw power? 84, so that's not terrible. We could start Wyatt Falk. I kind of like Wyatt Falk because he's got the 94 throw power, and he's got the better accuracies, which that's mostly what we're going to be doing. Like, Shields is a better runner, but I think they both got normal depth. He does have extender, but I think Falk's probably going to get the start. So let's actually, when we look, we'll go to depth chart. That way we can kind of change things as we go. We're not going to redshirt anybody, get that out of the way but yeah, I think we're going to start Daryl Cole at the quarterback position. Feel like that's just going to make it, with the offense we're going to run better. We have a decision to make at running back too. We have Jordan Newman at running back as well, and he's a transfer, so he is a transfer. He's a redshirt junior, and Garcia. Garcia's a little faster, man. I think I'm going to want to start Garcia just because, again, he's fitting more to that East-West playmaker. That's much more the style that we're going to play. He's also impact, so he'll progress a little bit faster. But we'll get Newman, and he'll be our power back, obviously. Receivers, not great. We're going to have Sean Martin, 6 foot, no big receivers. And kind of down here in Banks and Sebastian Brown, we have pretty good height. Etheridge, pretty good speed. And Deshaun Martin's has got pretty good speed for this game too. Harris is okay. Wayne Harris, okay, not great. Young receiving core, none of them really great development. Tight end, Barry, 79 speed. That's not bad for a tight end, Christian Barry. So he'll probably see some action, see some passes. Junior Diallo, Dustin Morel. Left side of the line's not that bad. Oof, Mahoney in the middle is pretty rough. Matterson at the left guard, right guard. And then Griffin, 79. That's pretty rough. Do we have a... No, not really better option. So O-line, rough. One side of the line's not that bad. Campbell off the edge. He'll actually be one of our better players, Antoine Campbell. So hopefully he can get us some sacks and stuff. Keep pressure on the quarterback. Another speed rusher. And Matthias Carroll, he's not too bad either. At the D tackle, who in this 4-3 will be playing... 4 down linemen, so we'll need 2, and we are really rough at D-tackle. That's not great. What about linebackers? So we got Williams, who's a lurker with 83 speed. I like that a lot. I like those fast, especially those outside middle linebackers. Because in the 3-4, which I like to play, they need to get out. Not as much being on the middle with Kevin Rich, and then our will linebacker, he's a thumper, 77 speed, so good, not really great. Corners... I mean, yeah, it's just across the board we're not good. How's their zone coverage looking? Jeez, not great zone coverage. Because we're gonna have to run a lot of zone coverage. Dimitri Irwin at the free, and C.J. Young at the strong. Kicker, well, not a bad kicker. He's a senior though, so we'll have to be looking for a kicker too, as well as a punter. Oh wait, no, we have 2 kickers, so we'll be good. On the kicker front, he's already got 85 power as a redshirt freshman, so that's good. So, as you can see, we are starting with this bottom of the barrel, scratching and clawing. It's going to be rough, but at the end of the day, custom schedules, we're going to keep the schedule like it is. Wow, we play 2 ranked teams. We got to play Texas Tech. Is this really their schedule? There's no way this is their schedule. I don't want to change the schedule from the real schedule. But... oh, wow. No, this is actually their schedule. They got Texas Tech, Florida State, and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Florida State, and Texas Tech also all on the road. They must get getting paid some massive checks for those games, because that is not fair for a 64 overall. And then the rest are all conference games. Wow, that's a rough draw. But that'll be the schedule. I'm not going to change it first year, right? That doesn't seem very fair. So I'm going to keep it at that. That's going to be the schedule. We're going to keep the regular schedule we have. And before we go into setting up our board, let's go ahead and throw these points in recruiting. I mean, do I want to see... I mean, let's go across the board, because that's really the big thing first. And then we'll come back, because we want... We'll start with that, because we want to be able to scout these guys, see if we can find some of these 3-star diamonds in the rough that we'll be able to get. I assume we're going to have no 4-stars interested. That's just only 375 hours. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Do we even have any 3-stars? I assume no 4-stars are going to be interested in us. Yeah, not one 4-star. We might be able to go after like 1 or 2, but mostly we're going to be going after the 3s. Oh my god, we have no 3s interested. Yeah, see, this is going to be... It's all 2s. This is going to be definitely one of the most interesting things ever. This is funny because I just did my Western Kentucky franchise, and you can see in the team needs at the top, everything was red. But because we're starting so low, no one wants to, like, no one's leaving this program because they're all pretty low. So, yikes. All right. I think number one need is we got to get a quarterback. Can we find a 4-star quarterback in the pipeline that would possibly go to us? We have this guy. He does have proximity to home, but look at the teams on his board. We're not going to be able to fight for him. Louisville. Oh, man, this is going to be rough. Playing time, but with Clemson like that. We're not going to be able to compete. Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, maybe there. He's close in our pipeline. We'll throw him on there. I mean, like I feel like I'm being a little bit ambitious with this, but like Texas State is up there on his board. BYU, SC. Let's go after putting our 3-star up there. We got this guy. Proximity to home. We do have pure runner though. I don't like that because that's just not what we're gonna do. There's no sense in recruiting a guy who. Wow, but he might be literally our only option. There's only one other 3-star quarterback. It's gonna be Ricky Perry. Might as well throw him up there too. He might be our only option. All right, let's look up. Let's go into state because that's how we might be able to get some of these guys. So let's go down to Ohio. See the pipeline because they have number 2 in our pipeline now, which is a good start. Don't really need a halfback. These are 4-stars anyway. Let's go down to the more reasonable 3s. So Mike, we kind of need an outside. We could convert him. Proximity to home A. Let's throw him on there. We can convert him to outside linebacker if we needed to. Another Mike backer. Let's throw him on there. Lurker. I do like the Lurker backers too, just because he is speedster. Now, we do need to be looking for maybe some speedster receivers because if we can get some guys, there's a Will linebacker. That's a Lurker. He's got some big teams on there, but we'll keep him in mind. Also, we gotta keep breaking on these deal breakers. We gotta make sure that it's there we go. There's an edge. Kelly Peterson. Do we need a punter? We do. Let's throw Marsh on there. Proximity to the home, pretty high. Corner. We have such rough corners. Let's throw him up there. See a proximity to the home guy. Playing time. We can give him that. Fullback. Don't really need a fullback. Corner. Toledo, Akron. We can compete with that. Running back. Mike. Pro potential. That's a rough one. I don't think our pro potential will go down below D though. So let's throw him on there. We're putting a lot of these Mike linebackers in there, but remember we can convert these Mikes to outsides. Let's go Meeks, throw him on there. Oh, we're into 2-stars now. I didn't even realize that. We can keep them on there because they're pipeline guys. But the 2-stars, we might as well get the ones we're interested in us, right? Let's take that guy off. Let's take him off. But the rest of the guys we can keep on. Let's go into Kentucky. Head down to there, 3-stars. All right, kicker we don't need. A physical route running receiver. I'm more of a speed receiver guy. Contested specialist. A lot of big receivers. O-line are hard to get. I say we throw the O-line on there because see he's a 2-star. Damn it. Kentucky's not even in our pipeline actually. It's Tennessee. What else would be in our pipeline? Let's go ahead. There's no 3-stars interested in us, right? Oh, pipeline in the pipeline. Let's go ahead and see in this pipeline who we can get. So playing time. There's another Mike. Pretty good Mike. With some not great schools. We can throw him on there. We have a ton of Mike linebackers. I think linebackers were probably pretty good right now because we'll convert those guys to outside. Halfback, really not a need. D tackle, we got to be a need D tackle, right? We're really not, but our D tackles are so bad that I think we throw them on there. Let's see what else we got. Receiver, a gadget receiver. He's got some big names on there, But that might be ambitious. Sometimes you get these 3 stars they throw it, and then none of them offer. So let's throw them on there. The gadget guys usually have some pretty good speed. We do need a free safety. So we can get this coverage specialist. He's got teams we can definitely compete with. Here's another gadget guy. We can compete with those teams he's got on there. He's got proximity. Again, we gotta watch these deal breakers too, because we don't want it to be something that we can't hold up our end of our pure possession. I'm guessing it's a tight end. We don't really need that. We need more edge. Some more edge guys. Let's look that up specifically. And we need O-line bad. We gotta look up that first, I feel like. Alright. O-line is one of the hardest things to recruit in this game. Bingo, there's some tackles. Let's throw some of these tackles on the board. What was his deal breaker, just to make sure it's not something we're gonna playing time, we can keep that. Right tackle, proximity to home. We got that. We can throw him up there. Let's let these guys, we'll scout all these guys to make sure. Guard. Alright, bingo. As I said, I don't like those schools on there, but O'Malley, we can throw him on there. Tuafilo, we can throw him on there. Fogg, we can throw him on there. Just make sure these proximity, yeah, we'll get on all these. What I'm doing with the deal breakers, I just don't want it to be something that's going to change throughout the year. And then it's like, oh, crap, now we lost him because we didn't look at a deal breaker. Proximity to home. Those are some rougher teams. We'll put them on there. That kind of ends that. All right, and then safeties was another thing. Let's look at these free safeties. Those guys, I didn't realize that when we were going down with those guys, they weren't in the pipeline. But if they got a chance of being interested in us, we got to take it. Here's a free safety in our pipeline. Let's go after him. Proximity to home, boom, throw him on there. He's not. But, I mean, heck, if they're got a shot at being interested in us, I think at this point we got to throw them on there. Alright, I think, let's go, like, maybe 1 or 2 more edge. We're going to take, at the end, we're going to take some of these guys off the board, obviously, because they're just going to be Jeff Wagoner. He's got some good teams on there. But, again, these 3 stars, man, you never know, because is he a proximity to home guy? He is. I mean, we might as well throw him on there, because you never know. Proximity to home, throw him on there. Let's get 1 more, or let's get 2 more. Let's get Tony. Alright. Alright, let's look at the board. So we got only the 1 4-star. The rest are all 3 stars. This might be ambitious. But I feel like with these 3 stars, just from experience, let's go ahead and take him. Whoops. Take him off. I feel like we can land a lot of these 3 stars. Just looking at Western. We're going to offer this guy. Maybe we can get him. Time will tell. But let's look at the rest of these positions and see what we got. So these receivers, let's see the speeds on these receivers. 87 speed, that's pretty good. I think we offer him. Oh, that's a high speed. 89, yeah, I like that. So we'll offer both those guys. We didn't go after tight end these tackles. Let's see if we can find a diamond in the rough within these tackles. There we go, there's one. Jaleel Hayes, we'll throw him. Now the thing that's going to suck is getting on these guys' boards. Because we're not even in their top 10 interest, and it's probably because we're not very good. I mean, actually, it's not maybe. It's definitely because we're not that good. We're struggling to find. I do like his stats, though, so we'll offer him. And how many tackles did it say we really need? Like 3, so let's offer 1 more of these guys. We'll keep him on the board, but we'll do Dixon. Offer him. Alright, guards. This might not have been the way to go, but my instinct is that the take him off, is that the 2 stars that are interested in us are going to stay on the board, and then if worst comes to worst, then we can go after those guys. But we might want to just start offering some of these guys. Let's see. Got good impact blocking. We can offer him. Throw an offer on this guy. He's pretty high. Alright, these edge guys. Let's throw an offer on some of these guys. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. That was stupid. That was a waste. I do think some of these guys are going to end up locking us out. Now that I think about it, so this might not have been the best move. But I probably honestly shouldn't have scouted any of them, and I've just offered. So this might have been a rough start, but we do need a free safety, so we got to offer one of these guys. Throw an offer on this guy. And let's just go back and see the top guy, and we'll throw an offer on him. Free safety. Yeah, let's throw an offer on him. Alright, this sim's going to be big, because I think it's going to really tell us where we are standing at. So we'll keep the schedule, the coach skills for now. Now we got to include this, because this will increase our starting interest. So O-line need. Linebackers need. DBs, because those safeties, we'll put that on there, and then let's do quarterback for now. Let's go ahead and sim. Please tell me that we're not getting just locked out by all these guys, because that would stink. Alright, we got locked out by a few, but that's not nearly that bad. I thought it might be a lot worse than that. Things could have definitely been worse. So the 3-star quarterback locked us out. Let's see who's offered. I think we gotta just abandon that guy Kentucky offer. I thought maybe he'd be one of those guys where that just doesn't happen with quarterbacks, so maybe I was crazy, but now the problem is with these 3 stars that I'm starting to see is, which I guess should have been hindsight, we're not climbing up any of their boards, which means we probably have to go after the 2 stars. Let's get to these 3 stars that we did offer, and we'll move them to the top of the board. And then, yeah, what we might have to do is just, we can put some heavy hours on those guys, and then we'll just have to, we should have honestly scouted the 2 stars. Right, you live and you learn. I have a feeling that next recruiting class, it's going to take a few years before we really get into figuring out how to do this, because this is my first time doing one that team this bad, and this year it is much harder to recruit with worse teams and to build those dynasties, even for that sake, because as soon as you get good, you'll have stuff, ratings that just aren't good, academic prestige, that kind of stuff that won't get better. And we're gonna put, see, at the Old Dominion, we can compete with them. Throw 50 hours, send a house on this guy. 50, 100, 150. We can't afford, but we can probably throw 25 on each one of these guys. Maybe not. Just the goal right now is just to get on their board. If we can get on their board, we're good. But I mean, if we can land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3 stars, we're in pretty good shape. And a lot of O-line, but I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take these guys off and probably end up replacing them with a lot of 2 stars. We got plenty of room. Let's just add... Well, do I need to see what positions we don't have? The linebacker looks like one. Because I kind of want to keep these guys on, because if no one offers them, we can offer the punter. He shouldn't be that hard to get on out of there, I wouldn't think. But let's go to the 2 stars that are interested in us. And we might just end up having to grab a few of them. So I think it looked like one thing, probably a lot of linebackers, like their Will and Mike linebackers. There's a lurker. Wow, Purdue offered him? We're not going to be able to compete with Purdue. Why is Purdue? We can compete with this guy. What's he, a lurker as well? We're in a pretty rough spot here. Here's a QB. We do need a quarterback. I don't like he's a backfield creator, but what are a lot of these guys have? Because at the end of the day, we do just need to get guys. Like, if we don't have depth to fill out, we're gonna have a problem in the future. So we're just gonna have to offer some of these 4 stars that have us in their interest. Or sorry, 2 stars that have us in their interest. So Mike backers, what's this? And safeties maybe. But I mean, wouldn't it be just as difficult getting on a 2 stars board? Let's throw this guy on here. Gosh, no, I'm not going after 1 stars. I'm sorry, I got too much pride for that. Throw him up there. We can convert that free safety. We can convert him over the strong if we need. Oh wait, we needed free safety. My bad, but that's good. We do need more. Battle Purdue for that guy. Is that the only 2-star quarterback interested in us? But yeah, I'd say the guys we just put up there, let's go ahead and just send them scholarship offers. The hope is that these guys are just going to round out the class. And then we'll wait on these guys. You know, we might get cut out, whatever. But I mean, I guess some of them we could offer. What do we need? That would. I guess here's the thing. Let's think about what position would be huge to have actually like starting good guys. We have no D tackle, so honestly, a defensive tackle that was pretty good. Like, is anybody going? Like, we can battle North Illinois for this guy. Let's do that, and let's throw 15 on him. Let's throw this 2-star. Our board's kind of awkward, but we're gonna throw our 2 stars that were interested in us down here. Hopefully, we'll move up their board with that. But I think this is how we'll start, and hopefully, we can get on these guys' boards. Hayes is the big name right now. We gotta see if we can get him. Alright, let's go ahead and advance. The goal is to at least play 1 game in this episode, but set up the board would be huge. Damn, we got locked out of a lot of those 3 stars. But again, theoretically, those 2 stars are always going to be available. Theoretically, that all is, which that's a rough. Alright, so a lot of these 3 stars we did get up. So O'Malley, O-line, I'm telling you, impossible. Oh, and so I think even like a lot of these were just guys we didn't go after. So we got locked out there. That's okay. Locked out. You know, getting locked out of these guys isn't the end of the world. But like now, see these other guys, that means no one's going at these 3 stars, which means we can go ahead and we can throw some offers on these guys. Because no one is going at them. Like, that means just like, why wouldn't we go at them? Alright. Let's look, we got 60 hours to spend. We can battle UMass, I feel like, for Hayes, so we'll keep on him. Boykins is not wanting us to get on that board. I think we gotta... How big is his speed? 87, that is good. Let's just throw another 10 on him. Hopefully that'll get us on that board. Man, we're still... Actually, all these 3 stars, we're just not on their board. So I was wrong. We didn't jump on any of these guys' boards. The only guy we jumped on his board was Hayes. I could take the thing off him and then send the houses with these guys. Let's see. Man, yeah, this is all new. As far as like how I'm doing this is much different than. Let's just throw some, like just start throwing some hours on these, more hours on these guys. And see. I mean, that's the big thing. You just want to get on the board. And then we can battle them. We really don't have a ton of hours, but... And then with the 2 stars, the good news is we're first on a lot of their boards. Now this guy, he is getting offers, so let's just throw a quick 5 on him. Alright. Alright, so here's what the board's looking like. We got the big prospect we're going to go at is Jalil Hayes. The strategy here, again, I've never really done it with a team this bad as far as recruiting. So the strategy here is to try to land as many 3 stars as possible, and then without like besides the 3 stars we can't land, just fill them with 4 stars with interest. I'm not worried about having a small, like normally, like when I was doing my Western Dynasty, the problem was you get so many guys to transfer out at the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen because we already have guys with such low overall on the team. I don't think that much of a ceiling. So the goal is to land as many 3 stars as possible and then fill it out with some of these 2s here at the bottom that we know we can land, because those guys hopefully will never even see the field anyway, because as hopefully on the field we can get wins, enough wins where next year more guys are going to be interested in us, and next year more guys and more guys will want to come to us, and we can start going after the more 3 stars and then 4s and then 5s, you know. So trying to land a couple 3 stars. Hayes would be big. I feel like we can battle with UMass and ODU, especially as we start figuring out what he likes and stuff like that. Boykins is another guy that would be big. He's got no offers right now. He's got some pretty impressive, pretty big teams on there, but if none of them offer, maybe he'll consider us. Barber, another guy. Storm Wall, that's a good name. Major Villain, that's one of the best names I've ever heard. Major Villain, another guy. Charlotte at the top of his list. I feel like we can compete with that. Larry Tooney, Kareem Membane at the edge, and Nolan Fair. Those are really the 3 stars at positions of need that we're going to go after. And with these hours that we added now right before our week 1 game, the goal is to hopefully next week jump on a few of these guys' boards. I added some 3 stars down here that we just offered. Either because they don't have offers like Jeff Wagner or George Bean, or because the offers they have are from smaller teams. So hopefully we can throw, maybe jump on their board too. And then again, these are just kind of filling out the bottom with some 2 stars just to get the depth we kind of need. But yeah, I think we're going to keep it like that. The good news is, as you can see here, with our team needs, we didn't need a ton of players at a ton of positions. Edge and linebacker were really big, and then O-line, you got to recruit O-line, which is why Hayes is Jaleel Hayes would be a huge grab, as he's also a diamond in the rough, so that would be huge for the team if we can grab him. We should probably, I don't know, like the guys of interest for us, we did kind of already put on our board that really do like us. I'm not going to throw 1-stars on there. I don't see a point to throwing 1-stars on there. And at the other positions, yeah, I think we'll keep it at that. You know, if we give out 14, 15 scholarships, maybe have a good enough year where we can get guys in the transfer portal, it's not the end of the world. Because I don't think we're going to have a ton of guys leave at the end of the year. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll deal with it as it goes. So first game, remember, as we play at home against FCS East, just a reminder, you know, in this series, we're doing everything. We're playing, sorry, I got distracted by the unis. 5-minute quarters, no Excel clock. We're playing every minute, playing every down, all that. I'll probably say that again for the sake of you. But let's look at the unis right quick. Let's see, where's the all yellow? There's the all yellow. The Golden Flashes, FCS East. Let's see if we can get our first win. All right, first game for the Golden Flashes. It wouldn't be College Football 26 if it wasn't raining, so apropos. But here we go on the field. Again, reminder, we're not playing the moments. I know, so like you'll see a lot of Dynasty, you know, people doing Dynasty on YouTube who will play the moments, especially with worse teams, especially in those early seasons. But we're going to get down in the nitty-gritty, and if it gets ugly, we're just going to power through it, right? That's how we're going to do this. So we got Texas playbook attached. That's more of a passing playbook, which might make things even more ugly. We might have to get on the run a little bit more than I'm used to. And I just remembered, too, we made some changes to the depth chart, but I'm not sure because that's kind of a dumb thing where if you make changes in the depth chart, they don't stick. So real quick, before we jump in, I'm going to make these changes again. Let's go down to coaching, depth chart. Oh no, they did stay because Daryl Cole is starting. All right, it looks like the changes did save, so we can jump in. All right, so here's our 4-3. This is new too, because I'm really used to a 3-4. Oh wow, they're gonna run the this little wing tee at us. A lot of these teams do that, but there we go. There's a good stop there by Matthias Corral on that one. Let's keep in this, keep bringing the safety down to the box. They're going to come out in the spread here. Maybe they're going to air it out. Ooh, they'll run the read option. We got to change our key. Wow, our boys are slow. Whew, boys, this might be an interesting year. Let's go ahead. Make sure we're conservative on reading that key. Get a stop there. Leave him with second and long. Get there. Nice. Tackle in the backfield for Rich. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8, which would make me think, let's go a little Tampa 2 here. That they're going to have to put this in the air. Nice, and we get to the quarterback. Matthias Carroll again. Adding the sack. He had a tackle for loss. I'm pretty sure it was his first tackle, but we're going to get him off the field and put this in the hands of Daryl Cole and our offense, as there's a terrible punt. put us in great field possession. As here comes Daryl Cole from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, the true freshman, taking his first snaps of his college career, but also as a Golden Flash. So let's keep stuff pretty simple. He's got actually decent accuracies, and he's got great throw power for as low as overall he is. So I'm not expecting as having to get swatted down. Not a great start there, but I'm not expecting him to be terrible. Now the thing about Texas Playbook, it does have a lot of long developing pass plays, which could prove fatal. As he completes his first pass there, but it will bring up a third down. Because the one thing our O-line is not going to be able to do is hold off for very long, I don't think. We had the running back wide open, but just not enough time. Gonna have to punt it away. Did that say Daryl Cole has 90 speed? That might have been our running back. Wow, that was definitely rough in our turn. Lucky we did not get called for that. But hey, we gotta see. We're just trying to set the tone a little early. Let them know we're here. Is they gonna go out with a shotgun this time? Rich again getting in the backfield, having a pretty good day. I don't want to say this is a must win because that sounds cheesy to say in the first win of the season. But if we drop this game, as they flings that left and only get a few yards, if we drop this game, the rest of the season, especially early in the season, it's going to be rough. As they got double tackles over here to the left, there's no way they're running this right on a 3rd and 8. Good throw there on the comeback. He'll get it. First down. The rest of the season, it's going to be hard because we have a rough schedule. I didn't want to change their schedule. I thought that would be kind of a little too much cheating. I wanted to keep it in this first year, semi-realistic as we get tackle for loss there. So we have Florida State, Texas Tech, and another Power 5 school, all on the, because we get a sack there, all on the docket coming up here over the next 4 weeks, which is not an ideal way to start the season. So we need to get this win here early. So they're going to put it on the ground. Oh no, we missed the angle, and they're going to pick up the first down on the run. We see, that's the stuff we can't afford to be doing stuff like that. But we got to pick up this win here, because if we don't, as we send the pressure there and we get the sack again, good news is definitely going to, getting all these sacks hopefully will definitely help our get us some D-line in the transfer portal at the end of the year as our play style goes up, and maybe even detract some of those D-line 3-stars that we're going after. He had a guy going to the seam wide open, but once again, Antoine Campbell that time, probably our best defensive player, getting to the quarterback there as we go up a 3rd and forever. Let's spread that D-line out. We might just go to the ground here again. Yeah, going to go to the ground here again, and we're going to get them for no gain there. Defense looking pretty good now. Again, it's an FCS team that runs the wing T, so or the double wing, whatever the hell you want to call it. So take that with a grain of salt, as again, rough punt there, leaving us some good field possession. Here comes back out the offense. Let's simplify a little bit here. Let's go with a little screen pass, low running back screen pass, get him out in a little bit of open field, and just give it to one of our best players, our running backs. Put those on the line, and we can't hold the block, so we only get 1 yard. That feels pretty accurate. I am going to put that, I want to put the receiver screen in the favorites, because with a team like this, those are the plays that's going to be, I feel like that's going to kind of help us out. So we can flick it down there to, who's that, Jerry, what did that say? I couldn't see, but he'll pick up our first, Barry, our tight end, will pick up our first down there. maybe give us the momentum we're kind of looking for here. Keep the running back in the block. Bingo, there's a nice little pass getting to the outside as we continue to move the sticks. Let's get a little jet touch passes. And this has not been working as well as it did last year. But maybe we can get to the outside, just too slow there. It does help in this Texas playbook if you have some speed at receiver. We don't have terrible speed, but we don't have, you know, usually you want that one pretty fast guy so you can't make the catch there on 3rd and 11. There it is. There it is. Let's see. They're going to bring the safeties down. We do have him. We're just going to miss him. We had him too on that corner route. We're going to bring the field goal kicker out. Odd angle here. I'm not the best kicker. But I think that should be good. And we'll take the lead here at home against FCS 3-0 with that kick. On the board. Defense playing pretty dang good. We got to make sure. Ooh, big pop there. Trying to draw that ball loose. I really am terrified to go into man coverage. I feel like even against this team, look at their guys. We get burned. We're just cooked with these corners that we have out here. That should bring the first quarter. Maybe not. They might get another playoff here. Nope. That'll bring the first quarter in. So 3-0, you know, not a shootout. Kind of a barn burner going down here. Down in Ohio for the Golden Flashes. But every win helps. It helps. It's going to help us recruit. It's going to help us in the transfer portal at the end of the year. Because I hate to break anybody's heart that's watching that thought we were winning Natty this year. That's with this team, that ain't going to happen. We'll get a 3rd down here coming up. See if we can get a stop here, get the offensive ball back. Oh, as we hit the D-tackle, shoot the gap, but I believe he made a cutback. Oh, no, that was just to run the air side up. I kind of guessed to the wrong side there. But yeah, every win is going to help. I feel like that's where the quickest way, it sounds corny, but the quickest way to make this team better is going to be by winning games. And it kind of comes off as like a no doy. It's going to get, you know, you're going to be better if you win more games. But I meant in the sense that winning games over like finding a smart way of recruiting. Because if you win more games and you win games in the way that this is another big thing. You got to win games in the way that you're going to play. What I mean by like going forward, what I mean by that is like I am a put the ball through the air kind of player. Like I'm 40 passes a game. I don't use the running back that much. So having a great running back, you know, is good, but it ain't going to help me at the end of the day that much. I'd rather have a great quarterback and really, really fast receivers. So to get those things, we need a quarterback who's going to put up, you know, at least in the beginning, pretty decent stat. Having a running back with a ton of running yards ain't really going to help. I mean, it'll help us get a good running back, but, you know, as he's going to break off a huge run there before he gets popped out of bounds, ain't really going to help. So we kind of need to lock in here. Let's have a little blitz here. Jeez, and the blitz fails, and he's going to take that to the end zone. We're going to be down 7-3. I don't know if our D-line's starting to gas out there, but we're going to give up the first touchdown to FCS there. This had the feelings of a nail-biter to the finish just because it's pretty low scoring. Might come down to who has the ball last. But let's see what we can do here. got him open again. We just miss him. Those passes, man, they are good, but they're not easy to hit. You know, he's got decent accuracies too, but over the middle, we got the slants. Can we get the outside? Thought maybe we get blocked there, but a big pickup there. We'll take that. Let's go a little RPO action here. See if we can get. I made the wrong read there. That's on me. So I don't know if the run would have been much better, as bad as the O-line is, but. Got a light box here. Let's see if we can get the run game going here. O-line's pretty rough, but we are going to get a pretty good gain there, almost all the way up to the first down, 3rd and inches. Let's take a little shot here, or at least get up the pass game, see if we can't. As we'll get the running back, we tried to put the mover on, couldn't, but we'll pick up the 1st down. Keep continuing, hopefully, to drive this ball down the field. We got some press coverage. I doubt. We might have had X, but we have a safety coming over, so check it down. It's a smarter play as we kind of are starting to approach the 2-minute warning here. We got the tight end over the middle of the field, Barry. Barry's one of our better players, too, so we got to get him, as we'll wind this down to the 2-minute warning. We got to get him more involved in the game. We can get Barry involved, I think. I mean, we got 88 coming in too, but I think Barry's one of our better receivers. So if we can get him involved in the game plan, we're going to be rocking and rolling here. Let's see if we can. I got a good goal line play. If we can get this just a little bit closer. It might be close enough. Need the right formation here. Oh, they're going to take a timeout there. So a little trick here. Good little play on the goal line. So odds are you're going to play a team. They're going to run man coverage down here. This is good against man coverage on the goal line. So what you're going to do is, with X, your outside receiver, you're going to run a drag, and Y, you're going to run a corner, and you're just going to watch and bring the stem down, and you're just going to watch, see what that corner does. So, look, he went. Oh, my gosh, we had it. We had it. We're just going to run it again. Ooh, they are going to go into what looks like a zone here. Let's try to get. Oh, God, it's 3rd down now. No, we got to. We're wasting some time here, but. Let's run it shorter. There it is, at the marker. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Bring that stem down on the. You gotta like inside the 5, but on that inside slot receiver on the left, you want duals or twins out to the left. Inside slot receiver, bring the stem down on the corner, almost all the way down, and then on the outside guy, have him run a drag. And then all you really have to do is watch the outside corner, because what he's going to do is, if it's man coverage, he's going to follow that guy across, and it's kind of like a rub, what a rub concept would be, where then your inside guy is just going to go over the top of him and be wide open. Or you're going to have it where that drag in the zone is going to find wide open, and he's going to be wide open in between the zones. Man, we're just missing tackles. Can't be afforded to miss tackles. Can't quite figure out what the best way is. Is this a spike? No, I don't think so. Just to hurry up. So that'll take him out of bounds. But yeah, that play works like 90% of the time on the goal line. Inside the 5, it's pretty good. Pretty good play. Easy read too. One-man read. Because again, they're going to fling it. If we can make them pass the ball, we got this. It's clock and a run. It is. They are going to hurry up. They're going to be in this. Oh, are they going to wind it down? No, they're not. As we get the sack. Let's call timeout here. Get this ball back. See if we can't get on the board again. Good stop by the defense there. I think we're starting to figure out what we gotta do. We just gotta load the box against that run. And then, load the box against the run, and then just, you know, feel pretty confident our DB's gonna pass. Ah, misread that. Corner would have been hard to hit anyway, but I think the routes I do like on this playbook are hard to hit. I mean, you know, they're not hard to hit, but just, you know, for a quarterback, as man, we got to bring that down. For a quarterback with not great accuracies, or, you know, with lower overall, those are pretty hard to hit concepts. Can the running back cross his face? He can't hold on to the ball. Man, we got to make those catches. That's another thing we're going to need is it's not a great front there. Get some roll though. Oh, you can pick it up. Yeah, playing against some of those other teams is not going to be fun, but... Oh, we get to the quarterback, but a nice pitch there. Took some time off the clock, but he did get out of bounds with that. See, he's again going to go out of bounds left. I'm going to give those up all day. Third down. Short time. Oh, man. Just missed the quarterback. 12 seconds. Only one timeout left. I would assume, based on their punter, they don't have a great kicker, so they're going to need to pass this ball if they want. This is definitely a pass. They're going to need to pass this ball if they're going to want to get into scoring position. And that ain't going to do it for them. They are going to take another timeout. This is what I'm going to guess is going to be the last play of the first half. No. Oof. I thought I pulled the wrong corner. Oh, no, there'll be one more. Let's get in the quarters. Just prevent. Coverage. Back off. We're just making sure they're not getting to the end zone here. Can we get a pick? Oof, we gotta be careful with that tip. Alright. Going in the half up 3. It's pretty good. You know, you prefer to win by more, but when you're this bad, you'll take wins anywhere you can get them. Takeaways from the first half would probably be, you know, I mean, defense looks good, especially getting pressure on the quarterback. Offensively, we have, but, you know, I will say this, you know, in the defense of, you know, who we're playing. We're not playing a team that's going to play as we get stuff there. We're not playing a team that is going to play like, you know, the teams are going to play the rest of the year. You know, they're not going to be running this offense. You know, they're going to be passing the ball, really testing our secondary, which we're not getting right now. There's pretty good coverage there, but it might. No, wasn't enough for the first time. We're going to go for it here, though. We play a more Danny O'Shea. We're going to play a little more aggressive style of ball here. You know, play with a little chip on our shoulders. The running back, boom, he dropped it. Oh, he can't be doing that. We just can't be doing that. That was wide open. We can make a nice toss there. We just, yeah, we cannot be affording to do that. As again, they're going to break a big run. And they're already in field goal range. Let's change up a little bit. Let's go into the 4-6. We just need more guys down in the line. If they're just going to run the ball. He's going to check this, which I don't like. Bingo. That's what we need right there. Have faith in the pass coverage. And load the line of scrimmage. That's how we're going to play this. This brings up a 3rd and 8. This seems like a passing down here. You know, with this team, I feel like you never know, but yeah, it looks like the way to line up. Nope, low quarterback draw, but we get there. At least keep him to a 3. And we'll basically turn over. I mean, this is a rough kick. All the way in the left hash like this. This is not a guarantee in this game. And he'll miss. God bless for playing FCS. Alright, let's go to coach adjustments here. Let's mix it up. I think they might be jumping, kind of getting into our playbook low here. Looks like we might have some room on the right side here. They kind of brought all those guys down, but we'll get a nice little gain out of it, a gain of 5. Again, we got to remember, we do have, as we're going to audible out of this, we do have a decent running back that we have to keep that in mind. So even though I would like to, we'll get the tight end there on a nice release, I would like, you know, our quarterback and receivers to be getting the play style up. We can't be afraid to be running this ball and playing, especially as we start playing the better teams. We're going to need to manage some clock. No. What's going on here? That's not what I hit. Alright. Bingo. No, I keep hitting the wrong thing. No, what's going on? I don't know why I'm having a brain fart like this. We don't bring the stem on this down. Breakout. Oh no! That could have been way worse. I don't mind the idea. Let's go with this receiver screen. I've heard that receiver screens are much better in this game. Let's see. It was not. That was a lie. In real life, at least, you know, I mean, you know, you want to make good, not going to play, but that did not go good. I am not a fan of real life. I hate receiver screens in real life. I mean, the thinking on them is just flawed to me. Why would you're basically trusting, or like, why would you not run as to be pick it up there? We did. Why would you want receivers, like I get, you know, coaches I think like receiver screens because they look at it from a numbers perspective. They're like, oh, well, out there it's a 2v2, right? You get one block and then give it to your playmaker and get him a guy to miss, you know, the odds of getting a big end goal. But what they're not taking into account is that you're entrusting a wide receiver to make a block, which is like the rarest thing in football. No, like, even professional level, jeez, we're dropping more balls. It's hard to find, you know, receivers who make blocks. You know, in today's game, especially with the spread game everywhere. So we bring up a 3rd down here. Got the tight end on a crosser. Barry again coming up with a big play for us for our 1st down. Christian Barry, kind of being our security blanket. He might be the guy we have to rely on this year. But yeah, that's my little rant on receiver screens. I'm typically not a fan. Receivers can't make blocks. If you're going to run a screen, get the linemen out there. Those guys, I know it you know, they're not. It takes a while for them to get out there, and you can be a whole hassle. But I'm going to trust them every day to make that block. Now, in the defense of receivers, that open field block on a corner is probably the hardest block in football. It's not the most physical, but it is a very difficult block. As we're going to bring up a 4th and inches, we're just going to not overthink this. Get our quarterback down, and we could take this to the end of the quarter if we wanted to, but I think we're going to pick this up and then take it down. Little dive, he got it. 1st down. I said he got it, I wasn't 100% sure. It's come out in something, but we're going to take this down the end of the quarter unless we get a look. We're like, yeah, we're going to take it down. End of the quarter, heading into the 4th. 4's up out here for the Golden Flashes at Kent State. Can we finish out? Damn, they have 140 rushing yards. That's not great. But secondary looking good. And D-line's really looking good pretty good too. What do we have? Like 5 sacks? That's pretty good. see if we can get more rush yards on the board here. Again, it's not make or break, as we're going to need a big hole there, but we do have some capable running backs, so we might as well be giving them some carries here. I do like this concept here on the right. Oh, jeez. Not if we can't make a throw. 3rd and inches. I like this on the left side. Let's, can we motion? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Go back. Can I get... Let's send him over there. See if we can get a block. Bingo. We get a block on the perimeter, cut it back in. Probably maybe should have gone right on the outside, but it all works out. We get the first down. See if we can punch it back in the end zone. See, when we get the light boxes like this, the good thing about this is they're giving us these light boxes, and anytime you give me a light box, like look, anytime you see this 2-deep shell, like I mean, here they got a 3-deep shell and 3 men down. It's like that's a light box. We'll take that all day, and we're gonna find a way into the end zone. That's Gavin Garcia, one of the highest rated guys on our team. Who, you know, maybe, you know, even though I kind of explained that we're trying to get the quarterback play style up and receiver play style up to recruit those guys, maybe we need to use the run game to open the pass game as opposed to using the pass game to open the run game. And, you know, against those big teams that we're going to be playing, which, you know, those big 3 that we're going to be playing, if we want to sneak out a win over one of those teams, it might have to be by managing the game with the, you know, the run game, keeping the score low, getting down to the last possession, which, you know, hopefully we have the ball. And it might not as much as we're going to get in there for an easy sack. It might not as much come from just airing the ball out as much as I'd like. That is the goal for Kent State. You know, keep an eye on that. You heard it here first. Down the road, not air raid, but just, you know, much more heavy on the pass. So let's drop into this cover 3 here. Kind of wish we would have been able to switch out our personnel here, but it's okay. Spread out the D-line. Maybe we can get to the quarterback. He's got the running back wide open. Can we make the open field tackle go through running back? That's Kevin Rich once again with the tackles. They're going to go for it here. This could be a run. It is not. It's a pass. He's going to scramble out. Let's swat that thing away. Well done. Was that Boehm? With the beautiful coverage out there. Again, with this 3-high shell. Kind of a weak box. Tried it in with a spin back to the inside. But if you're going to give us these big games, I'm going to take them all day. So we got a little, maybe we run a little different jet touch pass here. See if we can get this working. The first one did not work out well. Less risk here. Hopefully maybe some free passing yards. See, you're just relying, this year they patched it where you're relying on that one block and you're, you know, unless you have a really fast guy, it's going to be harder to get there. 3rd down. Again, it's a light box, but let's see if we can pick up some this with the pass. We can. And they're going to start burning their timeouts. It would be better, much better, if we get this into the end zone. Make it a 3-score game, because even if we kick, if my math is serving me correct, it would only be a 2-score game. But if we can get this into the end zone, it would probably close. I would say it's safe, even with this team, to say that would close the door. Also look much better for us as, again, Kevin Garcia sets up in the 1st and goal. And again, we're going to go back to this play we ran earlier. It's a little bit shorter on that side, but I still think we should be able to get this off. The break. I think we ran it too deep that time. I thought I had stemmed it all the way down, and we're just going to go back to it, but I do not think. Oh, yes, yeah, this is a much better. Well, the safety's kind of I don't think. See, I think the problem there is we didn't bring the stem. You literally want that stem all the way down, and it's literally going to be a rubber out. Wow, he grabbed him. He grabbed him, ref! You can't grab him like that from line of scrimmage. Alright, let's go. We're going to have to go with something else here. What you got, coach? You just want to run the rock? I don't completely mind running the rock. I mean, as well as it's been going. And yeah, they're kind of keeping D-line pretty lightly stacked. Let's give Kevin Garcia's due. As soon as I said that, we get stuffed. Alright, it's 10 points. There's no point in kicking a field goal. I think we go back. We're going to go back to it. No, we're at a 2-minute warning. And now I think we're going to go back to that play. Whoops. We got to burn timeout. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're going to go back to this play. I ran into him again. I wonder if we just don't have enough speed. It's funny because I said 90% and we fail all this time. But I wonder if it's just because we don't have enough speed at that slot. Because I was running it with my... Ooh, as we get a safety there. It works out even better. All planned. But we'll get this ball back. We'll, you know... He's scoring wouldn't look terrible. And to be good for playstyle, so maybe we do need to... keep trying to score, but that should wrap it up. But in my WKU Dynasty, I was saying I have Katie Hutchinson as a slot, and he's got like 92 speed, and he's able, as they're going to bring the press up here. Let's see if we can hit some over the top here. He beat him, and we got the arm. There's a nice touchdown. Dylan Cole making his presence felt as QB1. Biggest touchdown of the Dynasty so far. But as I said, I have Katie Hutchinson at that slot, and so when he's able to release, I think, off the ball faster than that drag can go, I think he's able to break out, and then that drag comes, which helps a lot. As it looks like FCSE's probably going to keep this on the ground, content to go out with a lot. No, they won't. Can't swallow the pride, and we get another... Oh, no, they're not going to count that as a sack. But, I mean, we've had to have 7 or 8 sacks in this game. And there's another one. We're going to count up these sacks at the end of this. But, it's a lot. Our D-line play style's got to be pretty high right now. It is funny, I am seeing holes in this coverage. So we'll swat that one away. I'm not going after the pick. I feel like there's been a thing in college football recently in the game where you go for picks and you just never get them, so... Let's go pick this up. Never do this in real life, kid. Alright. Going nowhere, but we'll knee out the clock here. Content with getting the win. 26-7. Fairly dominant. You know, one-sided, I should say. I don't know about dominant, but one-sided for Kent State. Danny O'Shea's first win. One more win than we had last year, right? 193 pass yards, 2 touchdowns. So again, for Daryl Cole, not great, but good, right? Which, for him... That's kind of all we're asking for at this point. 117 QBR, 40 pass attempts, so that's kind of what you can be expecting. Rushing 14 for 70, very good. You know, I mean, for me, that's really good for a running back. So maybe we need to be giving Garcia some more looks. Receiving, Martin had the long touchdown, so he was definitely. But Christian Berry, our tight end, the underrated superstar, I think we'll look for him down the line. On defense, sacks all over the board, sacks for everyone. Zeke Kaysen, Antoine Campbell's really great. He only ended up with 1, but let's see, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks for the team. No turnovers, but 8 sacks, so that'll be huge, hopefully, for play style. Maybe some of those D-line that we're recruiting like play style, and maybe we'll jump up there on their boards. We're going to only play that one game in this episode, but before I go, let's take a quick look at what the recruiting board looks like. No one locked us out. That's good. Hayes, we're now number 1. Love to see that. It's actually, damn, I didn't even realize this. We do have a ton of guys at risk of transfer. So we might need to way increase our board. Now, F championship contender, if we win more games, that'd probably go up, and that'll help. Playing style, I would assume that's going to go up for a lot of these guys, hopefully. Pro potential, I don't know why you went to Kent State if you were really big on pro potential anyway. Brand exposure, that's just, I mean, for those guys, that's just probably not going to happen. But yeah, we have a lot of guys. Hopefully, as we go on, it is funny because conference prestige is more the one I was worried about because that's just one you can't control. And then the brand is another thing. I feel like it takes a while to get that down. As next week we'll have Texas Tech, but let's look at the recruiting board real quick. Look at this. So this is perfect. These 3 stars we were looking at. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. This is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted to happen. We wanted to get up on their board and at least have a shot. So all these 3 stars we now have a shot at, which is perfect. That's what we need. Just give us a shot to bring them in. And these schools, we can battle with these schools. Here's another 2-star. We ended up going up on his board. And then we're staying pretty high with these 2 stars. So we don't really need to be working on them now. But with these guys, that's perfect. And just to double check, I don't want to do too much recruiting right now. But I mean, if you look at these guys too, the great thing is, so Hayes is going to be a battle, but it's battling with UMass and ODU, so we can do. The good thing about Boykins, no one's going after him. For now. That could change, but for now, no one's going after him, so we can land him. We might not even have competition. Barber's the same way. USF is going after Storm Wall. We got to land the guy named Storm Wall. Major Villain, no one's going after. Larry Toney, Kareem Bain, ECU is going after, and NIU's going after. No one's sure, but I think we can challenge all those teams, right? The only one that would worry right now is Boykins. If a Georgia or one of those teams does come up, we're probably going to have to abandon ship there. But a lot of these guys, and they'd all be huge, and we haven't been locked out in any of these guys, so maybe think about adding on them. But huge on that. So today worked out well. You know, we got a win, undefeated, one more win than we had last year. We use the coach skills points when we get back in the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go to the link in the description. Check out the Twitch. I'm live most nights starting at around 10:30. Also, if you're watching this, make sure you check out the Will Compton Road to Glory series. That's pretty fun. I think I'm going to be streaming this more often. Again, Dynasty is more fun, especially like this kind of journey thing is more fun to me. We'll throw in the occasional, Road to Glory with Will Compton. We got a lot more time with that because we got still a whole nother month before Madden even comes out, and we can import him in the Madden, and we only have to get the 4 years done. So, yeah. We'll be expecting more Kent State. Tomorrow night we'll probably definitely do a Kent State, another episode where hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 games knocked out. But yeah, this will be fun. It'll be, definitely interesting and should be a lot of fun. But again, make sure you subscribe on Twitch and YouTube, Coach Big Red. Make sure you go to the Twitter, Coach_Big Red. That's linked in the YouTube and I think the Twitch, but I know it's linked in YouTube. Go follow that, and it'll give you the updates on when I go live and when new episodes are out so you don't miss any. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.